So modern Sony cameras are really known for two things, low light and killer autofocus, and rightly so. And I've been using the Sony FX3 and FX30 for the last few years and really been enjoying that stellar video autofocus system, but over the last 6 months I've really started to fall in love with manual focus again. Back when I used the Panasonic Lumix cameras and then the Blackmagic Pocket 4K, manual focus was all there was. And sometimes it could be incredibly frustrating, especially on focus by wire lenses that don't have a consistent, repeatable manual focus. And there are absolutely times when autofocus is a game changer, like weddings and fashion shows where people are walking towards you and away from you, and 9 times out of 10 the autofocus is just going to do a much better job than I could with manual focus. But for all other scenarios, I've just straight up fallen in love with manual focus again. So I want to talk about the 3 reasons why. First, of course, is creative control. As I talked about in a video where I used the Tamron 28-75 to film a pirate short film, using an autofocus lens puts me in a situation where I'm letting the camera dictate my focus and not my own creative choices. And using autofocus like that, it puts me in a different mindset where I'm not using what is in focus or out of focus in a creative way. The subject is just always in focus. And I don't like relinquishing that kind of creative control to the camera when possible. I want to be the one picking where the audience is looking in the frame, and focus is a really powerful tool to make that happen. And number 2, manual focus is predictable. You set it and it doesn't move. Autofocus can do a beautiful job of tracking your subject, but it can also do a lot of weird things that can ruin a shot. With manual focus, you can set it and it's not going to change. This can actually be great for interviews where your subject is largely stationary. For my YouTube videos, for this YouTube video, I have started using manual focus precisely for this reason. Sometimes autofocus pulses or jumps to the background and the foreground, and I don't always notice, and then I've lost my footage or I'm delivering weird looking footage. So when manual focus is dialed incorrectly, it's not going to change. Like this, it's not going to change in this shot. I can also always trust it to behave the same when I do focus pulls, assuming that I'm using an actual proper manual focus lens. Autofocus lenses won't always behave exactly the same. Even if you're doing the same shot multiple times, it might grab different areas of focus and be really frustrating. And the final reason is really a personal one for me, and that is that it's more fun. And I feel more connected to the filmmaking experience. It's tactile. I can hold it. Something about holding that camera and that lens and making those creative choices, like in point 1, like I was talking about, it's just a more rewarding filmmaking experience. And that might sound ridiculous, but for me, I love that. It's like I become more a part of the camera and it becomes more a part of me. This isn't something that anyone watching the film is going to experience or know about, but I hope in some way my enjoyment of the process somehow goes through on screen, and maybe it inspires me to make better framing choices and it actually does somehow bleed onto the screen. But if not, that's okay, because it fuels my own passion for filmmaking and makes me want to get out and make more films. So let me know in the comments, do you prefer autofocus or manual focus? Which one do you gravitate more towards as a filmmaker? If you enjoyed this video, consider hitting that thumbs up and subscribing, and I will catch you in the next video.